Here we go, boys and girls. Less than 1 week from the NFL draft. We got a bunch of NFL news. Big time trade with the Chiefs and Ravens. Sam Darnold not getting his fifth-year option. And what are my thoughts on Zach Wilson? Jets! Welcome in. My name's Ryan. I'll be your pilot today. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, welcome back. I love having you here. Boys and girls, we'll be going live for all 3 days of the NFL draft, me, O'Leary, and Green Bean, so make sure you tune into that. We're giving away 2 jerseys on the first night of the draft, one for each one of the Jets' first-round draft picks. So hang out with us. It's a lot of fun. But let's jump into today's video. We got a few NFL topics that I want to go through today. You guys seem to like when I cover some of the other teams around the NFL as well. So I'll do all my thoughts about that sort of stuff, and then I'll loop it all back around to the Jets, because it is Jets Talk 24/7 after all. All right, so Orlando Brown, the Ravens tackle, gets traded to the AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs. And Jet fans from around the league, I heard you guys say, or I shouldn't say around the league, from around the country, take notes, Joe. This is how you protect your franchise quarterback, because the Chiefs, after having a not-so-great showing in the Super Bowl from their offensive line, have revamped their entire offensive line in just one offseason, and Jet fans are like, we need to do this for our young quarterback the way we didn't do it for Sam Darnold. So let's get into this a little bit. He is traded, Orlando Brown, from the Ravens to the Chiefs. The Ravens get number 31 overall, a third-round pick, a fourth-round pick, and a fifth-round pick in 2022, while the Chiefs get Pro Bowl tackle Orlando Brown, a second-round pick, and a 2022 sixth-round pick. So when I'm looking at this, I don't see the appeal for, like, the Ravens. Like, the Chiefs, I think they made out like bandits. I think they did a really good job here, because not only did you get a Pro Bowl tackle, which you would have wanted to draft at pick 31, but you get a second-round pick back. So you're basically like trading down from the 31st pick down to a second-round pick, and you get a Pro Bowl tackle. So this is a home run. I feel like Ravens fans are probably a little frustrated with this trade, and rightfully so, because Orlando Brown was originally their right tackle. I forget the name of their left tackle off the top of my head. He goes down with an injury. Brown slides over to the left-hand side and now wants to get paid and play as a left tackle, which is understandable considering right tackles don't usually make the kind of money that left tackles do. There are a few around the league. I think Lane Johnson was a really high contract at one point, and I'm not exactly sure what Conklin's getting over with the Browns. But either way, right tackles generally do not get paid as much as left tackles. So Chiefs fans, you got to be pretty happy. You got a pretty good talent, really good talent to protect the best quarterback in the league in Patrick Mahomes. Now, as far as the Jets and why they didn't make this trade, ask yourself this, Jet fans. Would you give up pick number 23 and your second round? Well, I guess you wouldn't give up that. Would you give up that? I guess you would give up that, right? You get 31 overall? No, you would get 31 overall? I don't know. Would you give up 34? I'm probably going about this wrong. Regardless, let's talk this out, because the Chiefs turning around their offensive line compared to the Jets trying to turn around their offensive line is two entirely different things. And here's why. This trade, great trade, really good trade for the Chiefs. Don't get me wrong. Would have loved for the Jets to have had some type of ability to do this, but Brown wants to play left tackle. We just took Mekhi Becton last year with the 11th overall pick to play left tackle. Are we going to move him to the right-hand side? I don't think so. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So Jets were never going to be in on this trade, because what's the point? You bring in a disgruntled right tackle who wants to play left tackle and then make our left tackle play right. Stupid. Jets were never in on this. The second thing, they signed Joe Thuney. That was, you guys know it, my top player in free agency. Someone I really wanted the Jets to go after. Never misses games, never causes penalties, can play every position across the offensive line. He winds up going to the Chiefs, and Jet fans are like, this is ridiculous. I can't believe we weren't the highest bidder. Well, guess what? He got a record-breaking deal from the Kansas City Chiefs. What do you think the price is for the 2-14 Jets? The dude got $16 million a year from the Super Bowl champion Chiefs, and then Super Bowl, losing Chiefs, but 2-time Super Bowls in 2 years. And they had to pay that kind of money for him. Jets were never going to have a shot at this. Oh, well, they got Kyle Long. Kyle Long came out of retirement. He retired in 2020 and then came out of retirement and signed with the Chiefs. Like, this doesn't happen for the Jets, except for, like, Khalil, I guess. But it doesn't happen. Does not happen. I can't fault what has happened with the Jets offensive line-wise this offseason, because there was really only like 2, maybe 3 guys that you'd want to get in free agency. Tooney obviously going to the Chiefs. Lindsley going to, what I believe, the Chargers. Jets want to play McGovern at center, so that wasn't really going to be an option anyway. We have plenty of picks in this year's draft to address the offensive line, and I thoroughly believe pick 23 is going to be an offensive lineman, assuming one of the players that they really like falls. I think they could even consider trading up to go get some guys, which I will make another video about that maybe tomorrow. We'll see. All right, so enough about that trade. Ravens fans, probably a little upset. Chiefs fans, probably pretty hyped up. Now let's talk about the Panthers and Sam Darnold, our former number 3 overall pick quarterback that we had for the last 3 years that we just couldn't surround with talent, and we basically shipped off for pennies on the dollar. So we were in this kind of predicament. Were we going to sign Sam Darnold's 5th-year option or not? We trade him, and now the Panthers have come out and said they are not going to exercise the 5th-year option just yet on Sam Darnold. Now, you have until 2 days after the draft, so I believe that's May 3rd, to exercise this option. So it's not unreasonable to think that I think they probably will exercise this option. I think the Giants probably will hold off on Saquon Barkley until after the draft as well. But that's kind of like a common sense signing as well. So is there anything to read into here? Well, I think the Panthers are probably hedging their bets just a little bit, because if a quarterback they like falls to number 8, there's no reason they can't take that quarterback, because you have just given up a 2nd-round pick, a 4th-round pick, and a 6th-round pick, 2 of those picks being in future years. So you're not really in a bad spot where you can now have Sam Darnold play like the Teddy Bridgewater role, where you could possibly recoup a draft pick if you decided to trade him preseason or regular season if he shows out. Or, who knows, maybe you just roll with Sam Darnold for 2 years. Matt Rule wanted him anyway. So more likely than not, they're going to exercise the 5th-year option after the NFL draft, and this is going to be a moot point. So maybe I'm just talking a whole lot of wind and not a whole lot of story really coming out of this. But interesting nonetheless. I think when you trade those kinds of picks, you almost want to just exercise the option to give the guy the peace of mind. You're going into the draft and you're like clearly targeting a quarterback. I don't know. We'll see how this plays out. And then my final thoughts. Zach Wilson, it really appears like this is going to be the Jets pick at number 2. And the more videotape I watch on it and the more film breakdowns I watch, I just get more and more excited for this kid. And I'm so excited. And I've seen a lot of Jet fans say, well, look, the 49ers traded up to number 3 knowing the Jets were going to go a certain route, and they didn't even talk to the Jets. They just got up to number 3, and they're going to get the quarterback they really want. Well, that's not going to happen because it's a load of baloney. Even if, I don't believe that they didn't have any kind of conversation, but even if they did, there is zero shot that they should be getting their first option of franchise quarterback, because we are running the same system they're going to be running in San Francisco. So if we are worth our bread and butter, we should be getting their number 1 choice at quarterback, which I believe to be Zach Wilson. And the 49ers are going to have to settle for the 2nd best quarterback on their board, assuming, you're not ranking Trevor Lawrence in there or whatever. But there's no way the 49ers should be getting their best quarterback while the Jets have the pick just in front of them, running the same type of offense that the 49ers are running. So based on everything I've watched from Zach Wilson, I'm really excited. I can't wait for this pick to be made. I just want the drama to be done, and I'm just excited. I'm looking forward to the draft. The draft is like literally my favorite time of year because there is so much hope from every team. Like literally 32 teams have hope. No one's really a loser unless you take like a kicker in the 2nd round, or like players that just get booed, or you pass on Warren Sapp, or you pass on Marino, or forget it. We're going to have fun through this. Joe Douglas is bringing in a whole new regime. Robert Saleh has me excited. I'm all hyped up. Oh, I'm running out of steam. All right, boys and girls, make sure you hang out with us. Draft night, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Me, O'Leary, and Green Bean. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to be doing some cool giveaways. So make sure you hang out with us. And as always, boys and girls, go Jets.